Good morning, Turning Point, and welcome to spring. Well, spring's a great time because that's when we all feel fresh. The ladies start to drag out all the furniture and do the cleaning. But the reality is that something like as a newness comes. And I want us to see that as we head into this new season, spring. We're going to be putting those things that have held us down. The lockdowns are going to come to an end. I want us to keep praying for that. In fact, I was just stirred by this last weekend. You know, it was the 57th anniversary of this man here who made this speech. This is a book about speeches that changed the world. Martin Luther King, by making a declaration, wanted to see equality come. Well, we're still on that journey, yet since Jesus, we've still been on that journey. There's a lot of new things come, but we've got one more thing that we must do. We must stay faithful to the end. In fact, tonight, we're going to have the City of Casey meeting again, and they're going to be again looking at more requests to have churches listed on their website again. And so attached to this particular clip is a link so that you can sign a petition, because I think it's time that we declared our voice and said, we want to see change. We want to see change for the glory of God. And one of the best ways is if we can get people to identify the power of God working through the church, as it says in Ephesians. The manifold wisdom of God will be made known through the church. So today, I encourage you, make sure that petition's signed, share it around, and declare God's righteousness. Because, see, that's what's going to bring change to the world as we know it. Enjoy the word and the testimony now. Bless you.
Hi, church. It's Wally here, and I just want to talk to you about our devotion for today. And I was looking at it, and it talks about resisting the devil. And we see references there in James and Luke, and we see what the Apostle Peter spoke about in 1 Peter as well. But it got me thinking, because, you look at all these things, and all of these things talk about something that I thought about, which was interesting. And each one of them, they talk about the amount of authority that we have, but in turn the amount of authority that the devil also doesn't have. You see in 1 Peter it talks about how if we're firm we can resist, but it also talks about in Luke, where it says that Jesus gave us authority to trample on the serpents and scorpions and over all the power of the enemy. And so we see in one aspect it talks about the power that we have, the authority that we're given, but it also then gives us steps of how that happens. And one of those things is being firm in our faith to resist the devils. And I actually went down, I had a look at some of the reflections that I had there, and one of the things there that I saw there was the pursuit of God keeps our focus in the right direction, not continually watching Satan, but aiming to follow the Lord, who is working to teach us how to live for him in every moment of our lives. And it got me thinking of something I remembered reading many years ago, and it went simply like, if you look under enough stones to the devil, you'll find him. The fact is he's there. And you look hard enough and he'll be there. And the more you look for him, the bigger he gets. And the interesting with this concept of focus is when we stop looking for him, suddenly he becomes a little less consequential. And in fact, as we look more to God and we look more to Christ and what Christ has for us, and our focus becomes Christ and what he can do through us and doing his work, well, suddenly the devil becomes very small. And we don't have to worry about the little rocks that the devil might be hiding under, because we know that we have the authority to be able to stand against all that he would throw against us. So why don't you have a look at the devotion for today? Check out the scriptures, reflect on it yourself, see what it is that you get out of it. See if you can get something new out of these passages of scriptures. See if you can get something that draws you closer to Jesus. Thanks for watching.
We've had this lockdown with COVID-19, but it has been such a blessing in an extraordinary way for me. And that is that Brent and I have been able to spend lots of time praying in the evening times. And this is such a delight to me because it's wonderful to hear my son praying for his dad and his lots of other relatives as well, to pray for them every night. Well, unless he's at one of his other commitments. But it's really such a delight that we've been able, it's like a gift God has given us, that we're able to spend that time together as a family, praying together. And you know, there's a truth in that God uses all things. He works all things together for our good. And I believe that God passionately pursues us because he wants us to passionately pursue him. And so that's my testimony today. I have many testimonies, but those are the ones I wanted to share today. So blessings to you and your family.